not.
Yeah.
Just 1 teaspoon contained enough morphine to kill the average child.
Holy crap!
Yep. Many babies went to sleep after taking the medicine and never woke up again, leading to the syrup's nickname, the baby killer.
How did this not, immediately get pulled?
Oh, I'm sure it did after enough babies died. They went, you know what, Mrs. Winslow? I have some questions about your soothing syrup and why you're feeding this in large doses to small humans.
Right, I'm sure it's completely unrelated.
Yeah. So prior to the Food and Drug Act, most drug labeling did not state its ingredients. That's how they've gotten away with everything.
Okay.
Sometimes people creating these patent medicines did not understand the full effects of the ingredients that they used. Because they had no idea what they were doing. They were throwing it together. Why not?
The people who were making it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was like, I feel like we still do that, but no. It's the people who are taking it, we don't get it.
Taking it, yeah, no, these are people that were making it aren't thinking about, okay, well, this is the amount of morphine that will take a grown man to sleep. We're not thinking about how that's going to work on a small human.
Yeah, that's problematic.
And clearly it was.
Yeah.
So Mrs. Winslow's produced a plethora of advertising. They were found in newspapers and calendars and became a household name. At the time, it was generally unknown how dangerous and addictive morphine was. And with convincing marketing, Mrs. Winslow's soothing syrup was very appealing to exhausted caregivers and as a cure-all for fussy teething babies. So, you're exhausted, your baby is teething, we all know how awful that is.
It's bad, yeah.
Let's take some Mrs. Winslow's soothing syrup. Oh, wait a minute, the baby's not waking up ever again. And of course, they don't realize how dangerous this shit is. They don't know what's in it, so they're continually using it because, unfortunately, they didn't really know a lot about sudden infant death syndrome, or there was also scarlet fever and so many things around that could have been the reason this baby died that they weren't exactly going to link it immediately to the soothing syrup. Not until it happened enough that it got the nickname.
And that was the common denominator, right?
Yep.
Oh, God. So basically these desperate, poor fucking parents are just trusting people
because
they assume know what they're doing.
Mrs. Winslow knows what she's doing because she's a pediatric nurse. Well,
I hate this. I hate this. Okay.
Yeah, so that one was really dark.
That one hurts. Okay.
So here we go. 1905. A man named Samuel Hopkins Adams published an expose entitled The Great American Fraud.
Okay.
And this led to the passage of the first Pure Food and Drug Act in 1906.
All right, call them out.
This statute did not ban the alcohol, narcotics, and stimulants in the medicine. However, it did require them to be labeled as such.
It's a start.
It's a start. And it curbed some of the more misleading, overstated, or straight-up fraudulent claims that appeared on the labels. So in 1936, the statute was revised to straight up ban them.
Okay.
The United States entered a long period of ever more drastic reductions to the medications available, unmediated by physicians and pharmacists. Like, okay, no, you're a snail. You have no idea anything about chemistry. How did you somehow get this into a bottle? That's a question for another day, but your shop is closed.
Your shop is closed, Mr. Snailsman.
Mr. Snailsman, your shop is closed.
Okay.
So, Morris Fishbein, the editor of the Journal of American Medical Association, he was the active in the first half of the 20th century. He based much of his career on exposing quacks and driving them out of business. So he was like, get the fuck out, Mr. Snailsman.
Slow clap.
Get out. So that guy, those two were pretty instrumental in that. So that was then.
Yeah.
Gonna smooth on over to some recent years.
I said it still happens.
It still happens. Various herbal concoctions have been marketed as nutritional supplements, but their advertisers have to be careful not to cross the lines into making explicit medical claims.
That's why all your vitamins have that thing
that said this has not been evalluated or approved by the Federal Drug Administration.
I think I got one right here. It says... Actually, this one does not say it.
Oh, well. They have to be careful, and they also have to bear a disclaimer that the products have not been tested and are not intended to diagnose or treat any disease.
You know what? That's how they get away with it. Because this doesn't say anything about what it's supposed to do. It's just as a dietary supplement. with no claims at all.
No claims at all.
That's
There's no claims. It's not going to cure anything. It's not going to do anything for you, but it's going to do all of the amazing things.
Right. Just not on the bottle.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are things like, the big ones are weight loss. Like, lose weight while you sleep.
Yup.
And, like, green coffee is the magic weight loss elixir. And then ginkgo biloba was going to prevent Alzheimer's and all of these crazy things. But they can't actually say proven or anything like that. They have to put something on the bottle that says, you know, these are unsubstantiated claims. But it's tiny, tiny, tiny lettering that's usually by that little tiny cross that you're like, why is there a cross on this bottle?
Yep.
Now we know. It's the spirit of the quack exposing man going, hell no. I'm putting my stamp on this thing. Fuck you.
He's still watching.
He's still watching from his cloud of debunking snailsmen and the like.
Yeah.
Damn you, snailsmen, don't you come out. I don't ever want to see you again. So, here we go with the televangelists.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, Jim Baker, you know, Jim, Tammy Faye Baker, he's a disgraced televangelist, but he's still a televangelist. Disgraced because he got caught having an affair and stealing money and all that other stuff. But somehow he still has a microphone and people are listening to him.
Okay.
He's selling a colloidal silver gel that he claims will cure all venereal diseases and COVID.
Okay, I'm sorry. But of course he would say venereal diseases since he was caught having an affair.
Oh,
of course that's what he cares about.
He's like, oh yeah, it stops the pox on your pecker. And
pecker pox.
And the pecker pox will be blocked by this colloidal silver and you won't get COVID.
Don't worry about, you know, actual medical professionals.
No. Listen to this man who was popular in the 80s with a wife that used a lot of mascara.
She had to have had big hair. It was the 80s.
She had big hair.
Big blonde hair?
I think it was brown.
Was it brown? I don't think I know who we're talking about then.
Okay, you've seen her. Once you see her, like, with the crazy, like, the eyelashes that go this high, and it's, like, so much mascara that she might take flight if she blinks too fast, you'll know who she is.
I'm going to Google it, even though we never came back to the last thing I Googled.
Oh, right.
I did find it. But
yes. Abraham Lincoln took a blue pill that was mercury, and he stopped taking it when he realized that it wasn't really helping him.
It was having negative effects, yes.
Yes.
That's what we learned on Google.
Yes, that's what we learned on Google.
But then I just didn't say it.
And then one of the most notorious elixirs that's still around, I know you remember this, is called Enzyte. That was advertised as a natural male enhancement.
Okay, my ex actually used to be
a salesman. Call center.
Call center representative of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I remember, and they had this whole thing like of how they were supposed to explain how it worked, which was it doesn't change the size of the bottle; it just shoves more fluid in.
That was a beautiful image right there. Oh, the hand motion. Okay.
You're welcome for that.
How did people not pass the fuck out?
Okay, well, she's blonde in that picture.
Oh, okay. Well,
sorry, Tammy Faye Baker is blonde sometimes.
Sometimes blonde.
I don't know how they didn't pass the fuck out, but yeah, it was not a great job. He didn't love it. I didn't blame him. But yes, he had to explain that Enzyte. Oh, that was the
smiley guy.
Yeah.
He had a smiley wife because he had a giant penis and she was now happy.
Yeah. It's problematic.
So many problems.
But yeah, it was like that they told him to explain that it was like, it's like a water bottle, and it's not that it makes the bottle bigger, it just gets more fluid in there, so it's firmer and yeah.
So you have like an overinflated bladder of sorts that if you're not careful is gonna burst.
Yeah, but it's your dick.
Alright, so be careful on how much of this shit you supposedly took.
Yeah.
And it's obviously bullshit. It tried to promote itself under a fake scientific name, Suffragium astoas.
What?
Which Enzyte's makers translated this phrase as better sex, but it's actually a ungrammatical Latin for refuge for the dissipated.
What is that supposed to
I have no idea. So they're basically like, hey, throw on this fancy-ass name that means better sex. And really it just means a ridiculously nonsensical sentence.
So basically they didn't even hire anybody to
no fact checkers.
do that.
No
they just
fact checkers.
said, Hey, intern, didn't you take one semester of Latin in high school? Figure out how to say this thing.
Figure out how to say better sex in Latin.
Okay.
Oh, I have a stroke, suffragimastosis. Yeah, no, so basically complete, to this day, bunk.
Okay.
Still happening, but clearly not as dangerous as it used to be.
We hope.
But there are still, you see those like late night infomercials that are like, this shocks you into getting abs. Except for it really just shocks you a lot.
And whatever happens next, it's the, have you or a loved one been
damaged?
But
yeah. You could get on this lawsuit for believing the Snailsmen. We're all against the Snailsmen.
Yes. Oh, for fuck's sake.
So that was the fun and disturbing and depressing and ridiculous
was a ride.
High level overview.
So high level.
5 pages high level.
Yeah.
Still there was more. And so many advertisements.
Yeah.
We're going to have to put those on the website.
Yeah, you're going to have to send those to me. We'll update them on the website.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you guys want us to do any of these topics in more depth, go ahead and let us know. You can email us at randomqueensobsess@gmail.com. Random.
Because we are.
Queens.
Because we are.
Obsess.
Because we do.
Let us know if there's any of these you really want us to go into more depth on. Besides the Radium Girls, that's already on the list.
That's on the list.
If you enjoyed the episode, please give us a like, a review, especially on Apple Podcasts. That's going to be very, very helpful to help other people find the podcast. Mm-hmm. Give us a review. Share our posts, share our episodes, share everything. Subscribe. We really cannot do this alone. So if you enjoyed it, help us out, please.
And watch out for the Snailsmen.
Definitely. You can find us on Instagram at Our Trivial Obsessions. You can find us on Facebook at Our Trivial Obsessions. And you can find us and all of our bonus materials and references at www.ourtrivialobsessions.com.
All right. Number 10 in the books.
In the books. We'll see you next week.
Watch out for the Snailsmen.